Hola.
Hello. We are back. We are needing to get through episode 15 of Netflix The Glory. I'm going to give you the rest of our spoiler review because so much happened in episode 15.
So
So I thank
much.
goodness that I have my brother here, Mr. JoJo Speaks himself. We're going to talk about it. I made him watch The Glory and we are having so much fun going over it. So,
Aren't we?
aren't we? So we left off with Yunjin's mother, excuse me, Yunjin's mother-in-law going off for 40 days and 40 nights and swinging on everything that she could swing on with that putter at
Okay,
Jay
in J.
June's
June's
office.
place. Okay, this is what you do when you cheat on when you cheat on your woman. Don't tell her at your house. Tell her at her house so she can mess up her stuff. Okay, I heard a comedian say that. I don't know if it's
Yes.
Sheryl Underwood or Bruce. Somebody, some black comedian said that if you gonna confess, don't confess at your place because she gonna tell all your issue, all of it.
It sounds very sound in advice because it looked like he might have
No,
had,
it was in two can play that game. It was
yeah.
in two can play that game because Vivica A. Fox's character went over to her homegirl's house when her homegirl saw that her man was cheating on her, so she messed all his stuff up.
Yeah,
Anyways,
so she
proceed.
over there. So
Yeah.
anywho, I think Jay June enjoyed that space because I think he felt slighted by, gosh, man, even her own people feel slighted by her. Yunjin, she really messed everything up.
Hmm.
Um, Anywho, Do Young paid off, so he's a morgue fee. Um, Donggung came to the hospital to say, "Hey, I've come to pay everything off for so he's morgue fee." And the doctor that was there, or chief or something like that, that was there was like, "Oh, you're just a little bit too late. It has been paid off in full." And she was like, "Well, if I may ask, who did it?" And of course, he said, "Ha Do Young." Is like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm going." Now, as she was exiting the building, guess who turns around?
Who?
Dr. Ju. Young Jong's mother turned around, heard everything that was said, and saw who we were talking about. Part of me feels like she might have been trying to put together who was this woman that um, her son was helping to get revenge for, and
Right.
things of that nature. And after she was, all the way out of the room, after Donggun was all the way out the room, she said, excuse me, the other doctor said to Dr. Ju, I guess that's why Dr. Ju wanted to preserve the body for all these years. And Mama
Hmm.
Ju, of course, heard all that had happened. Um, so that's wonderful. I think things are coming together more and more. We are on episode 15. It better be coming together.
Okay, it
Anywho,
got to be. We only got one episode left, girl.
ciao. Okay. Do Young, he's at his home, beautiful home, back in Sumyong. And she and he has bags packed. Big old bag, a nice little cute little bag as well. Looks like more than just him is leaving.
Hmm.
He fired the nanny. He said, and he said in such a nicest way, "All right,
Yeah.
yeah, we're just going on a trip." Well, no, she was like asking, like, "Hey, you going on a a work trip or something like that?" It's like, yeah, we're leaving, and your services will not be needed any longer.
Okay, thank you for your
Thank you.
services. He pulled a Shawnee O'Neal. Thank you for your
Okay, thank you,
services. Not in
thank
a
you.
mean way though. Not the
And
way
it wasn't mean at
Shawnee
all.
delivered it.
It,
No.
and I can't even say it was nice. It was just professional.
Professional. Yeah. I can say that it was nice. It was still nice.
Yeah, because it could have been worse. We don't need
Yeah.
you. Pack your bags and get out of here. He didn't
Right.
say
The
none of
way
that.
the young Jen would have said it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I don't need you anymore. Get out.
so what had happened after that,
Exit the premises.
we no longer need your services. So Do
You
Young went
spiteful wife.
directly over to the school. Directly to the school. And oh, poor little Yesol.
This was so sweet. This was
She was
so
so sad
sweet.
as they were out there. She had her little football outfit on, ready to
Number
play
7.
American soccer, and she was so sad. She was looking down at the ground while everybody was just running around doing stuff, following the teacher and stuff like that. And Do Young had to call Yesol's name
Daddy
two,
called his
two to
daughter.
three,
Yes, he did.
2 to 3 to 5 times, because she was just off in her own world of sadness.
Mm,
And when she finally heard him, Daddy, she was like happiness and kind of like crying just a little bit, but mostly happiness.
yeah, my
And
safety.
she's like, "Come give me a hug."
He had the biggest smile on his face. He was so happy to see his daughter in that moment. It was
Oh,
the sweetest like the sweetest scene in this whole series for
the whole
me. Like
series.
the sweetest scene, like the
Because
epitome of sweet.
this is what you messed up. This is yet the further effects. You did this to your daughter and husband that actually was a house of love that
Right.
you created.
A house of love. That's the perfect way to put it. A house of love.
And the fracture was you. Oh,
Mhm.
we could read Young Jen forever. Anywho, um, so while he was hugging her, he had her picked up and hugging her, and she was like, "I'm sorry, Daddy." And he said, "My princess has
My
nothing to be sorry for."
princess, my princess, my princess. Oh, just melts your heart. Oh, makes you want to drop your panties, honey.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. And and she cried, of course, like she was crying, like
She was crying real bad,
crying.
like a baby do.
And he just kept on telling her, "It's not your fault, what's going on." And all I can think about was all the things that everybody is saying, even the other kids know about her horrible mother and what she has done to her friends.
And I was going to
And
ask you, why do you think that she had that reaction? Why do you
it's
think it's
it's
her fault?
it's a divorce thing, knowing that they're separating, and also what her mother has done. You know, I can't imagine how hard it is at school. Her friends are afraid that she's going to bully them.
Right. And it's so interesting that kids always take the blame for things that the adults do. They always feel like it's their fault. They always, like, whenever their parents break up, they always take blame for it. Like, whenever anything bad
So
happens
sad.
in their parents' life, they always feel like they have to take accountability for that when there's no
Mhm.
accountability to be taken.
And I think part of the reason why it is like that is because the children, they don't know as much as they need to know to truly understand what's going on with mommy and daddy.
But I'm
So,
so glad that Daddy was able to
daddy,
tell his princess that she's innocent in all of these
yeah,
matters, in every single one of these matters. Like,
because
that's
all she had to think about was herself. The only thing she knows
right,
is what she doing throughout the day.
right.
Apparently, I'm the issue.
But you know what? That's a real daddy for you. That's a
A,
real
a
daddy
real
for you.
daddy.
Okay.
My God. Oh, that was such a sweet moment. I really love that moment.
Melts my heart. It really
Yeah.
does.
And here's another moment that made me want to cry. Hyung Nam and Dungo meet for the last time. She gave back the camera, and Dungo wanted her to send some things over to the nice nurse, and pass out a few other things as well. And she was like, "This is really my last mission." How can a secret agent stop doing it? Okay.
Because you know she wants to continue. She knows she wants
Of
to continue
course.
in this line of work,
It's
honey.
her good
Yes.
homegirl, and apparently she know how to get up in the business. She was doing a good job.
She was doing the best job. Okay. Untrained, honey.
Untrained, but
Okay.
she learned how to drive.
Self-taught.
Okay, learn how to drive. She learned how to take them pictures. She did what she had to do to make sure we got the information
Okay, make sure the boss was satisfied
every single time.
every single time.
And Dungo tried to get a little laugh at her. She said, "You got some eggs, don't you?"
Okay, she hasn't failed me yet.
And she did. And she said, Duncan was basically saying, like, "Hey, please don't cry. I want you to live a happy life. Don't cry. Please leave me with a smile." And she also said, "I hope we never meet again." And I'm like, I get it. I get
I
it. She
do.
just doesn't want to have her be in that kind of space again. But
Right.
this
Because
space though bought her
because of
life.
what brought them together. That's the reason why
Yeah.
she doesn't want to see her again. Because of anytime she would see her would be a reminder
Reminder
of
of what
what
they
her
did
mission
together.
was. Yes. I understand.
So, one of the last things that we hear Hyungnam say is that sometimes I sit and wonder how you were before as a child. You know, how were you before you went through all of this? And Donggun was like, I don't remember. I don't remember how I was, but we were blessed with a fat flashback of how she was before the abuse. She was just a regular kid. She
Hmm.
was on the roof drawing. She wanted to be an architect. I hope you remember that.
I
And
didn't.
she was doing all these drawings and stuff like that. And she was running around with her good homegirls.
Yes, her good
And
ones.
and then,
Yeah.
yeah. She was actually with Kyung Ron, the girl that was doing the fittings for Yeonjun and stuff. She was actually
Okay.
cool with her. They were having fun being friends and stuff like that. But after the abuse, Kyung Ron kind of turned her back on Donggun. We seeing all this blood coming from her blisters and burns.
Hmm.
You know, Kyung Ron, she walked away, did not even knowing she was about to be next.
Right. Yeah.
And then
So sad.
the next thing we see is her with that bottle in her apartment, crying because she got that bottle.
And the
Whew.
toilet in the shower. The toilet is inside of the shower.
Well, where else is it gonna be? She ain't got no other room to put it out anywhere.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, at least it ain't outside like them people on 90 Day Fiance. Okay, Rob.
At least it ain't outside, or at least it's not, like down the hall or something like that. At least she has it in her room, a
That's true.
shower, a toilet, in the bed. I mean, it's all the things that she needs to live.
All the
So,
essentials. Yeah.
and at least she ain't in the back of siesta no more.
Okay.
Thank you, Young Jin. After I cover up your the death of this man, because I think that's how she got that apartment. I believe Young Jin got it for her
Okay.
because she didn't say anything. Anywho, Hyung Nam was oh yeah, she's alive. She didn't die from the stabbing in this region right here, but her vocal cords are severely damaged. She can't
So that's not
talk.
him now. It's the flight attendant.
Oh wow, I put Hyung Nam on here.
Mm.
You better somewhat recognize these names. I see you, friend.
I know the secret agent's name. I just don't know how to
Okay.
say it.
Okay. Wait. Hyung Jong. Hey Jong, that's her name.
Hey, Sean.
Hey
Okay.
Jong. Her vocal cords were damaged with that stabbing. Of course, she didn't die,
I thought
but
she was gone, y'all. I
I
thought she
thought she
was
was gone
gone.
too. I was very surprised to see her in the hospital. But she
Were you
lost her voice.
happy that she was still alive? Or did you just not have
I was
any
indifferent.
feelings
I was
for
like,
it?
"Oh, she made it. Okay."
Me too. Yeah, I was indifferent as well. Yeah.
And Jae June pretty much. I don't even know why he showed up to the hospital. I guess to see what's left of her. I guess. Um, and when he finds out that she pretty much can't talk and she may not get her voice back, she may get her voice back. He was like, "Oh, all right. Well, come get your stuff whenever you're ready to do so. When you get to the hospital, and see you then." And
Yeah, we
of
have no
course,
more dealings with each other, girl.
yeah. And then with her
And we-
job, she's not going to be able to keep her job because she needs to be able to talk to be a flight attendant.
Mm.
So, God bless. And moving on, and I know, and she is going crazy.
She threw something at him when he
Oh
was
yeah,
going out the room. She fell out the bed and everything, honey. Drama.
Poe.
Acting.
Acting.
Acting. Yes. They
Yes.
take it to the highest level.
Okay, because ain't no low with them.
No, ain't no lows. None.
Child. So, tax evasion, arrest, Big Pastor Lee, aka Lee Sedang, Daddy, got arrested for the tax evasion and stuff. And all this stuff is being plastered everywhere. She's on the Dunggoon is on the phone with Yo Jong, And they were like, everything is really coming into place. He was even giving congratulations as like this is really falling into place. And Dungan was like, well, all I had to do was just start everything. They were going to get each other anyway. And if you look at it, the bulk of it is them cutting each other down.
Right. She knows how
Um,
they operate.
yeah, and like just like how Youngjin and Sera going back and forth with all the horrible things that they have done to each other to get fire off of themselves, they
Hmm.
bring each other down in that process, and they basically messed each other up. And of course, with Jae finding out about his daughter and possible child on the way that would have been on the way, and you can see he really wants a family.
He does. That's his heart's desire. It's an endearing part of him, and it makes me
Yeah,
want to like him. And in a way, I do kind of like Jejun. I really
yeah.
do. Like out of all of the bullies, he's the one that I like the most, besides Sarah,
Agreed. Though
because
he essayed so he and things like that, but whatever.
yeah.
And I'm over you. Um Lord. Um so we see the flashback video of Donggun and Yo Jong over at the um the mortuary that they purchased at funeral home. And of course, they have Myungo on the table as he was vacuum sealed wrapped. And child, he cut him open. What did he say? Okay. We see him putting Yunjin's tissue that he collected from back in the way back.
Hmm.
He's putting it back under Mungo's nails because in the beginning, okay, Dirty Chief had them to clean all that stuff from out of it.
Right.
So now he's putting it back. And that's, of course, before they heaved ho his body to the place where So He was unalived. Ain't that
Okay.
nice? It's a
It
lot going
is.
on.
Heave hold. Okay.
Heave hold. And um Yeonjun was telling uh Dungon that she shouldn't watch this part because we're about to look at the dead body of Mungo. And she said I should watch. My executioner is wielding his sword for me.
Yes, I need to see this, honey. I just need to see my man at work, honey. Yes. I want to
Okay.
see it all.
And he said, "Milady," and went to doing
Yes.
his due. Um, yeah. And then the next thing that we see is that the detective was like, "So the lighter DNA, because Dungo told him to get that lighter. There's some DNA on there, ain't it?"
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So they got the lighter DNA from what's it called? The evidence locker or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Got that, and they found out that it matches the DNA that's under the nails of Myungo. Things are slowly but surely coming together
Okay.
as one. Moving forward, this episode was so much. Okay, Young Jones he meets up with the ops again, and when I say the ops, I'm talking about the killer of his deity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he. It was a flashback of him meeting up with him. I've seen the rest of that meeting, and he asked him, "Why did you kill my father?" What did you gather from this story?
Craziness, um, insanity. Do you want me to get into the reason why he killed his father?
Yes.
Okay, so he said the reason why he killed his father is because his father came into the room and said something about his son, and he said that he wanted to see his son's face or something of that nature. Was that what he wanted to do? And it made no sense whatsoever. And it's like, okay, if you
Yeah.
wanted to see his son, why did you have to kill him? Why did you have to kill him? That wasn't necessary.
And I think because okay, first of all, he said being that he was a killer, a horrible killer,
A
and
serial killer.
serial killer, none of the doctors wanted to work on him at all. And he was in pain, a lot of pain, and losing a lot of blood. But none of the doctors wanted to work on him. But Dr. Ju, Yo Jung's father, took mercy on this man and worked on him. And he was concerned that his son, the doctor, he was concerned that his son was only eating ramen. He wanted to make sure that he was eating well and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I'm it seems like the killer just wanted to unalive this doctor just so I can see the son because he'd come if
So
I did
stupid
that.
and twisted and ugh.
And disgusting. And it's like, as much as I want to attempt to make sense of it, we never will because that's the mind of a serial killer.
It's crazy with a capital K.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say any longer on that because it's just such a sad story.
It
The
is.
person that took mercy on you deserved to die. Okay. So, um, gosh, she was crying on that day too. Of course, as he left. Because no, not left from there. He actually went back out to that prison to try to become the doctor at the
Mhm.
prison, and of course the warden. Of course, like I don't know why what made him think that he'd be able to do it, but of course the warden was like, "Yeah, I cannot make you because of your connection with the your father's killer.
Right.
I cannot hire you to
I
be the
know what
doctor
you wanna do
here."
to him. I
We all
know
know,
what
but
you
we
getting at,
We
okay?
can't do it. You too close to this, sir. We can't do it. So when he was driving back home, he was crying and stuff like that. So he went straight to go see his mama. I think him going to wanting to go out to eat with his mother for a little bit, just it's just something to get him back. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because he know what his mama does for him, and he
Yeah.
knows that his mother can center him, bring him back to
Yeah.
reality, and I love that relationship between those 2 because they get each other. They
Yeah.
really understand each other, and I love that about them. I really
It's a
do.
good son relationship there. And when he
Absolutely.
went in there, he came in all joyful and stuff like that. She says, "Were you crying?"
Mm,
And he just kept on talking, "Come on, let's go get a drink." Just kept on talking, kept on talking. But we didn't address any of that. And that's life. So Yeonjin goes over to Do Young's office, and the one of the many secretaries for that huge behind office, my God, said to her, Do Young is not here. Okay, so
what you want?
she was like, I know this is the safest place. So I'm in here with my furra and I'm gonna just sit over here. Safest place for her to be. No paparazzi, no nothing. And I guess she didn't want to be home alone. So I guess I'll be here. And it was dark too. It's
Right?
not like it was during the day. Not like she would have been at work if she would have had a job. Oh
On my
gosh.
own.
Why did it have to be this way? Once again.
Once again.
Okay, so Dongo meets up with Yeonjin's mommy. Apparently, they agree. Well, excuse me, she agrees to bring in the name tag.
Mhm.
So she just, blesses her with that name tag. And of course, Yeonjin has the same invitation to come to the same place.
Mhm.
So as that name tag was being passed over, she witnessed her mama selling her the F out.
Right. Okay. You thought you was gonna get my mama involved. Okay. Okay. 2 can play that game, girl.
And I play it well. Let me tell
Okay.
you something, Jonathan. She says, takes a name tag out, and she actually puts it on Yunjin's furra coat. Like, here you go, that's your name tag.
There you go. Belongs to you,
It
girl. That's your
belongs
name,
to
ain't it?
you. And
Okay.
she talks about how she never needed a name tag. Are you ready to see why?
Mm.
That name tag was found days after the incident. So any evidence that was found after the incident or the day that they went over it, I guess, it doesn't count. So they don't necessarily need it. And Yeonjin, oh God, I still kind of feel sorry for her. I can't help it. She was broken. She said, "Ma!" Of course, yelling, of course. Oh
Yes.
my! What did you do? And she says, wait, hold on. She says okay, I'm sorry, I skipped a place. Dungan says she never needed your mother's testimony, but now we know the truth, and she will sell you out in a second.
Okay. This is the only point I needed to make. I'm done here.
Be
Goodbye.
blessed. You can have your name tag back. Bless you.
Okay.
And Young was like, "What did you do?" She yelled that, of course, and she says, "Well, what should I do? Go down with you?"
No, negative. Okay, not happening. Okay.
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
that
not
girl.
doing.
Never was that girl. Don't you know me? Okay. Don't
I've
you know
been your
your
mother for
mother?
a very long time.
Okay,
Okay,
you shouldn't be surprised. Okay, I don't
and
know why you
shoot,
yelling. I don't know why you acting a fool.
and
I
just
don't
think
know why
about
you
it.
being over dramatic.
They don't even have the opportunity to run back to the sanctum.
No.
Anywho,
Closed
so
permanently. Okay.
yeah, because of death, child. She said this is all because you couldn't get rid of one. That's what she said. She says you can love your daughter. I can't do that. That's what her mama said.
Wow. I don't even remember her saying that. Wow.
Yeah, I had to look at that a couple of times. Like, oh my lord, how horrible this woman is. That's why. Yeah, that's so bad. But anywho, one of the last things is that Sohi's mama came to Myungul's funeral space or whatever, picked up some food and threw it on his memorial portrait there. She was not very happy. And then last we see is that, she passed out. I guess maybe she might have been emotional turmoil. Maybe it's a lot of stress, maybe.
Right.
But she did pass out and they took her to the hospital. And we found out that uh, Ye Jong is the guardian. You know what that means?
I'm not sure what that means. No.
The guardian for Sohee's mother.
Oh, oh, okay, okay.
So the guardian for Sohee's mother is Dr. Ju. And Donggun found out about that. And she met directly with Yeonjong during this. And she said, when I found out, um, you've been her guardian since before we even met. What is going on here? And then it's over.
Yep.
There we go. This is the end, finally. Ciao. That's the end of episode 15. We'll be on episode 16 come next week. Thank goodness. It has been a long ride, but I really appreciate y'all riding with us.
Yes.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this particular spoiler review that we had. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. I want you guys to join us in the comments. Let's talk about how we feel about this particular episode with all the things that's happened within it. So first, go ahead, Jonathan, tell them about yourself.
Yes, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. I do have my own YouTube channel. It's called JoJo Speaks. Type that into the search bar. It should pop right on up. I post videos every Thursday night at 9:30 with hot topics and social commentary with my co-host Jennifer, my brother-in-law Tyrone, and our good friend Mike. So join us to talk about all the good latest happenings and goings on in the world on
Mhm.
Thursday nights at 9:30. Subscribe, like, share, comment, press the notification bell, all that good stuff.
All right, you can follow me at the Light of the Leo for Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. Just type in @ the Light of the Leo with no spaces, and you'll find me immediately. All right, that's pretty much it. It has been a night. We've talked about this show for a long time, but too much
Yes.
happened, and we
Feels
had
like
to
we've been
say
talking about it
everything.
forever.
Ever.
But it's worth
But
it though.
but we had a lot of fun doing it, and thank you guys for joining us for this journey. Y'all have a great day.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.